It's Bourbon Night. Hello, I'm Chad.
I'm Sara.
And it's an uncorking, and it's a special one, Sara.
Special uncorking, Chad. This is something I don't think you ever thought you would own one.
No, I mean, they've eluded me so far. I didn't think, especially now with the bourbon craze, what it is, that I would have a Jefferson's Presidential Select, which we have.
And here it sits.
And here it sits, yeah. And this is the first one in several years that they've come out with a presidential. They've kind of been off the market for a few years, and now here is another. And for this one, they do a twin oak.
Twin oak.
Yes.
16 years.
16 years. So tell us about the twin oaking.
So it was 10 years in the first barrel number 1, which was a char level 3, and then 6 more years in barrel number 2, which was also a char level 3, hence the
Twins.
They changed the bottle shape for this one too. The other ones in previous years have been the standard Jefferson's bottle shape, but this one they've got this nice.
Yeah, this is now like the...
Which is kind of... They did their grand selection.
Yeah, the grand selection in this type of bottle. And, you know, it's a heftier bottle. It's more like a decanter.
Yeah.
You know, it's pretty substantial. Well, let's listen to this pop here. Nice.
Ooh.
Good pop.
Very nice.
Good pop. Now, limited. There's only like around 10,000 of these produced. So this is...
just a real treat.
A real treat. And we're in our Jefferson's glasses here.
Yes, very nice. Ooh, that is a mysterious aroma.
It is.
A floral, some like dried fruit, some sweet, very sweet.
Yeah, I have to agree.
Yeah?
Yeah. All right, well, let's dive in.
Cheers.
Yeah.
Well, first, I have to say, silky smooth.
Yeah. Really coats the tongue. You know? Just kind of flows over it, and it has this nice kind of heat, a little bit of a bite.
It
goes
builds.
Over. Yeah, it definitely
At first,
builds.
it starts out, and you're like, oh, this is pretty tame. And then it just kind of, I mean, not saying that tame is good. Tame is just tame. And then it sort of, you know, just like builds slowly and envelops your tongue. It sounds very sexual.
Whoa. Well, you know, this is 94 proof, and I think this is a good proof for this bourbon. It's not too hot, but it still lets you know that it's there, which we really love. And it has...
Not overkill.
No overkill. It has, you know, a little bit of a dry finish, and a lot of times that's a killer for me. If you watch the show, you know if it's a dry finish, I'm just
Chad's like
bah.
no.
But even though this is somewhat of a dry finish, I think it's kind of working for it. Because it has this like leather notes, and you know, I think you're definitely tasting the effects of the double barreling on this. So you're getting that oak. It's kind of like a toasted oak.
That's exactly what I was gonna say.
Almost bordering on a nut, like if anything, maybe an almond. But it's not really nutty. It's just more of, I think, the barrel influence.
Yeah, that toasted oak for sure. And then, like you said, like I think I'm still getting some like more perfumed elements. So you know, floral, fruit that I got on the nose is still very much coming through, especially at the front of this.
Yeah. Kind of some berries. Maybe like a dark cherry.
And do you want to know what it reminds me of?
Tell me.
It reminds me of Four Roses.
Yeah, I was actually getting an Al Young feeling from
that's what I was gonna say.
It tastes antique, which is just how I described it.
Just
Al
a
Young.
feeling, yeah.
Yeah, well, you know, you get the leather note, and you're just instantly thinking leather-bound books and rich mahogany. You know, you're just thinking of every line from Anchorman. So, yeah, and I think that's why the dryness is really working for me.
Yeah?
You know, it just, it fits. Like some bourbons are just dry, but there's no complementing notes. It's just dry for dry sake, which is a killer for me. But this one is working, and it just makes me want to go to the next sip. You know, not that it's an unpleasant finish, but it's just like, I want to go back to that initial palate, because the palate's really amazing. That's where you get all this, the fruitiness and
all them flavors.
Yeah, that are working.
And there's also some like good spice in there, some what I would call baking spice, but just like
Yeah.
holiday spice, fall spice, you know.
Yeah, baking
You
spice.
know the
for sure.
spice. Allspice is the mixture of all the fall spices, so that
Yeah.
they should
Yeah.
call it fall spice.
I was gonna say clove, but that falls
Is in allspice.
in allspice. So yeah. But I'm kind of picking up on that clove note for sure. This one's a thinker. It's complex. You know,
Yeah.
it's presidential.
It's got some layers to it.
Yeah, for sure. It tastes presidential? I don't know. You know, it just tastes
Refined.
stately, refined, mature. Yeah, all those things.
Like it wants to make decisions for you.
Yeah, it's, you know, you go to this bourbon and when you need advice, you're like, I don't know, what should I do? And then you pour a glass of this and you're like, you're right, bourbon. I'm going to go in there and ask for a raise or whatever it is, you know?
That's funny, actually. That would be a good ad.
You're right, Jefferson's.
You're right, Jefferson's presidential select. I should ask for a raise.
I should. If I don't deserve it, who does? Thanks.
So overall, what are your thoughts?
Overall, okay, so we have to put into account value. This is a $1.99 MSRP. That's what we paid.
To own this, though, the thing that you thought you would never own.
I know. I still had to put value lower than I would if we were rating like the palate, the
Okay.
finish,
Yeah, sure.
that kind of stuff. Just because it's $200. Now it's a 16-year, which is good. Collectability, high.
High.
Value, a little bit more in the middle. But I would never pass this up. Obviously, I didn't. I wouldn't pass up the opportunity again. If you have the opportunity, I would recommend it. Now, someone in the comments is going to say, $200?
That's crazy.
I'm not going to pay $200 when I could, you know.
And that's fine.
And that is fine, and that's true. But for a very solid bourbon, the collectability, the stature,
Right.
you know, this is going to look great on anyone's bar. It's going to look great on my bar.
It's a conversation piece.
Exactly.
Point of interest.
Point of interest. That's how I say I think it's worth it and it's justified. What about you?
I agree. Same thing.
Same.
I mean, you
Twin. It's twin.
twin.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I don't think that, you know, if you can and you feel that way about bourbon, you don't have the feeling of, well, for $200 I could buy 4 $50 bottles that I like way better or whatever, or just as well. That's fine. Go ahead and do that. More power to you. We support that. But for the value of owning this, I think is, and it's good.
Yeah. It's excellent.
So I think, you know, if you can, you should. If you find one, if you even find one. Like, that's the thing, though.
Yeah, 10,000 in the world.
You're not going to walk into a store and see this, most likely. If you see it, we would say do it.
It has a long finish, too.
It does.
In between those last sips, I was enjoying a really long finish. It does have, surprisingly, a good Kentucky hug for just
being
a 94
94.
proof. Yeah, it
Yeah.
sure does. It's very, you know, it's like putting on that bourbon jacket. It's your bourbon coat.
I know, I got a little warm, actually. I was like, I might need to lose this scarf. I'm a little hot.
Right, exactly. So it's, you know, you have to put the experience in your ranking as well, and I think this ranks high in the experiential.
Yeah, experiential. It
Factor.
packs a lot of flavor.
Yeah, it does. So
Cool.
I recommend.
Yeah.
Glad to have opened it. Good job.
Good job.
All right, cool.
Good job for you.
All right.
All right.
Well, thanks, Sarah.
Thanks, Chad.
If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell notifications if you'd like to be notified when our new episodes come out. Hope that you do. And follow us on all things social media at It's Bourbon Night. You can follow us. It's not weird. Just go ahead and do it.
Come on, you know you want to follow us.
Yeah, exactly.
You just want to look at it. Just look at it.
Look at it.
Just do it.
All right, guys. Thanks so much. Great to see you here. And until next time, drink more bourbon.